All right, the name of this lesson is Find the area between the graph of three curves or a triple bounded region. So here we have three different graphs, and we want to figure out that area that's in the middle. We've looked at the area between two curves, both in terms of x and y. Now let's find the area of a triple bounded region or three different curves. Example 1, find the area of the region bounded by the functions f of x equals 8 over x squared. That's a rational function. G of x equals 8 of x, linear function, and h of x equals x, another linear function. All right, so right off the bat, you can see this can be pretty confusing if we have no clue what this looks like or what we're dealing with. First thing I highly recommend you do is sketch these graphs. All right, now I will talk about each of these. Linear functions are easy to graph. Just graph their x and y intercepts. This one, of course, y equals x is a diagonal line through the origin. Have a 45-degree angle. That's pretty much everyone knows the graph of that one. 8x, you can graph a point at 0, 0, go up 8, and over 1. Plot your next point, and it's going to look like this. Okay, so here's h. I have zoomed in a special way, so this is not going to be to scale. But this does fit every single graph on the particular graph. So keep that in mind. And the third function, f, 8 over x squared. There's a couple of different ways to graph that one. It is like I said, a rational function. If I were you, I would just plot some points to the right of 0. So I would plot, plug in 1, you get 8 back, 8 over 1 squared, and then plug in 2, and you get 2 back, 8 over 4 is 2. And then it's going to be curved, and instead of 1 over x, so 1 over x squared kind of goes like this, right? 8 over x squared is pretty much going to do the same thing. It's going to bend out further and go through these points. I'll give you a rough sketch of these three graphs. This leads us to the next important thing about triple bound regions. We want to figure out where they cross. Okay, and they're going to cross at three places, wherever f equals g, wherever g equals h, and wherever f equals h. Now, I'm not going to say that every single set of three graphs crosses at three places, but if the question's asking you to find the area bounded by these three, then they're going to cross more than likely at three different spots, as we can see, for example, this little illustration. So we want to figure out these 3 points right here. So there's only three scenarios: either f equals g, g equals h, or f equals h. All right. So let's set each of these equal to each other. So first we're going to set f equal to g, namely 8 over x squared equals 8x. Do some algebra, and let's solve. We get x cubed equals 1, so x equals 1. So f and g cross at x equals 1, as we can see right here, where these two graphs meet at x equals 1. All right, the next scenario, again, is where g equals h. We're going to set g equals h. 8x equals x, so x must be equal to 0. Again, it's confirmed graphically. We can see g and h cross each other at x equals 0. And the third scenario is where f equals h, or 8 over x squared equals x. Cross multiply, 8 equals x cubed, so x equals 2. Again, we can confirm that graphically f is equal to h whenever x is 2. Now again, as I've said with these other lessons, you don't have to graph these necessarily. I think, though, that graphing them, if you can by hand, gives you some conceptual understanding of what's going on. Notice you could have just done this analytically and figure out three places where they do cross. All right, so they cross again at 1, 0, and 2. So if you want to order that, it'd be 0, 1, 2. 0, 1, and 2 is where they cross. Step 3, arrange the intersections from greatest to least. So here we go, 0, 1, and 2. Step 4, determine the integral interval. So if it goes from 0 to 1 and 1 to 2, we're going to have two integrals from 0 to 1 and 1 to 2. These come from the intersecting x values. Step 5, find the upper and lower bounds of each interval. You're going to have to look at your graph sketch. So, I guess sketching the graph here is really important, because had you not sketched it, you wouldn't have really known what your upper and lower graphs are here. So see, with this one, you can see that g is above h, so it's going to be the integral of g minus h. Figure out the area between these two, and then your next interval, you can see f is right above h. going to be the integral between f minus h, basically. So h is going to be your lower bound for either one. The only thing that changes is your upper bound. Okay. So to the left of x equals 1, g is above h, so it's going to be upper bound minus lower bound. G of x minus h of x. Here are your limits from 0 to 1. Remember, your limits are in terms of x. It goes from 0 to 1. All right, so the next interval changes. Your upper bound becomes f of x, which is your 8 over x squared. And your lower bound stays the same. It's still y equals x right here. So it would be f of x minus h of x, and that goes from 1 to 2. Step 6, evaluate the integrals. All right, so let's evaluate the first integral from 0 to 1. That's integral from 0 to 1 of 8x minus x. That's just going to become 7x. The integral of 7x is 7x squared over 2. Plug in 1, and then 0 won't matter because it'll just be 0. So you get 3.5. So what that means is this first area right here, this triangle, is 3.5. All right, then you're going to find your next integral from 1 to 2 of f minus h. Again, that's this curve subtracting by h. That will give you the area between these two curves. So you can see that a triple bounded region many times is just two separate two region areas added up. So find the area between g and h by doing g minus h, and we're finding area between f and h, f minus h. We add these two areas up, it'll give us the area of this total triple bounded region. So it'll be 8 over x squared minus x. We will find the integral. To do that, I'm going to change 8 over x squared to 8x to the negative 2, so I can use the reverse power rule. The antiderivative of that is 8x to the negative 1 over negative 1. Remember, when you're doing antiderivative, you add 1, so negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. And then you're going to plug in your upper and lower limits after you simplify this. So this is going to become negative 8 over x, since it's x is negative 1. Over here, it's just going to become minus 1/2 x squared. Now I can plug in my upper limit 2, and then plug in my lower limit 1. So it's going to be all of this, negative 8 over 2 minus 1/2, 2 squared, minus negative 8 over 1 minus 1/2, 1 squared. Remember, this minus distributes to both, so it looks like both these terms are going to become positive. All right, so this simplifies to negative 4 minus 1/2, 4 minus negative 8 minus 2. Going all the way down to make sure we get our negatives right, it's going to become negative 6 plus 8.5, which is 2.5. If we look at our graphs, the area on the left is 3.5, the area on the right is 2.5. If we add those, we get 6, which leads us to our final answer. We will add up those area 1 and area 2, and we will get 6. And that's it for area of a triple bounded region. Just make sure you find the places where they intersect, find your individual integrals, add those up to get your total area. If you have any other questions about area of triple bounded regions, let me know.